most times we have to carry things in. It's a little bit windy and the allotment is on a busy road. It's been a while since I shared my allotment with you guys. So today we're going and we're doing a lot of planting out. So come on, I'll show you what we're doing. So I've got here cucumbers, I've got my squashes, they're so leggy as you can see. I'm gonna transplant those, well, pot them up. I've got celery that needs to be planted out and some Swiss chard. I've also got to feed my plants, so I've got some manure, some cow dung pellets and some bloodfish and bone. So I hope you enjoyed today's little vlog of end of April at the allotment. Birds singing. Don't you just love these bird songs? The morning bird songs is always something I love experiencing at the allotment. Welcome to my beautiful plot. Welcome to my beautiful allotment plot. Let's see what the plot is looking like at this time of the year. We have onions. Onions are beginning to form decent sized heads. These were grown from sets, okay? And so I think I could take the netting off now. It looks really good. Some fennel. They're not looking too happy because we've had frosty days, but hopefully they'll survive. I've also got here, I've got these beetroots that also are struggling with the temperature fluctuations. This is common in spring though. I actually wish I planted this in the polytunnel. Never mind. Over here, I got this beautiful Ajwani or lovage plant, which I initially covered with this plastic, and that's why I think it's doing so well at this time of the year. Jerusalem artichokes, we ended up not harvesting them, and they've actually gone wild. I don't know if I should dig them up or just leave them this year. That's what we have there. Now, I think the best thing I have so far left growing are my brassicas. But look here, we've got some strawberries flowering. These strawberries were gifted to me by my neighbor. You see his strawberries over there. He's just gifted me these ones. These were like loose runners. And I thought put them here in my bean frame to see how they'll survive really. Now let's go over to our brassica cage, because I really am happy with how that has done this year. To be fair, I lost a lot of my purple sprouting broccoli. I lost a lot of them to frost, but we still have 4 plants, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they're giving us lots of beautiful food. Also got some chicory, some kale here going to seed as you can see, so that's not happy there. I've got a cauliflower that it's overwintered here, it's beginning to form a head. Can you see that cauliflower head there? It's so tiny. Let's give you a focus. Can you see? It's forming a head, and there's another one. There's another one. So we will have cauliflowers soon. I planted them, they overwintered and they're still fine. These Brussels sprouts are going to seed, but they're still good to eat. I think I'll have a good harvest of these today. Yeah, a lot to harvest, thankfully. I harvested them a week ago. The rest of the plot is pretty much bare. As you can see, this bed is ready to be planted on, although we have weeds which I'm going to have to clear up. And this one as well is ready. This will probably be my pumpkin bed this year. Compost heap over there is looking almost empty. To be fair, the compost heap, we've used a lot of it to layer on these beds and next door. So I'm really happy with the compost we made last year. The boys decided they wanted a bed, so they've got strawberries here. 2 children have 2 beds. And this is just like my wildflower patch. These are all chamomile plants and they're doing their thing, no problems. New compost bed is being made, so we just put our food scraps, as you can see, and we also put horse manure. We've got some oregano here. Let's move into the polytunnel. That's where most things are doing really well. Oh, we should see this tunnel, this Brassica tunnel. In here, as you can see, we've got a lot of celery. I'm gonna pick these and dehydrate them to make natural flavor enhancer. I've also got radicchio doing so well here, chickroy, as is also known. And so yeah, lots of celery will be picked today. And I have planted carrots in here, but I can't see any carrots germinated at all, not even one. Oh, I've seen one. Can you see that? That's the only one that survived. There, let's see this other row. Nothing survived here. I don't know, something's eating them probably, because it's strange that, oh yeah, a few carrots here, but not enough. So I probably plant them again and put my onions in today. It's meant to be a really, really busy day. I hope I can do all I plan to do today. Let's see what our polytunnel's looking like. This is our second year with this polytunnel. Really, really pleased. Let's see what inside looks like. Okay, this is where a lot of the magic has already started. So hopefully a little bit less noisy now we're here. The birds are really happy today, which is good. Okay, let's see what we have in here. So some potatoes, and we also have, I had put in my peppers. To be honest, it's a bit early. I wouldn't encourage people to do that, but I knew I could protect them, which is what I've done. And as you can see, they have survived. Just doing this helps me free my space at home. We also have flowers there, which is a good thing despite the cold. But really, freeing my space at home was my main reason. So I put peppers in here, covered it with double fleece, gave it a good water of seaweed, just to ensure that I don't end up with them having transplant shock, especially since the temperature in here fluctuates crazy. Let's show you what temperatures have been like. Can you see 43 and 0.2? So that temperature fluctuation is always going to happen in the spring. We have to mitigate it by preventing frost damage. In here, we also have, I use this plastic to cover my tender plants because the temperature fluctuations again. So over here, as you can see, I don't know why this parsley is dying, but I'm going to plant it out today. Some salad, and you have slug damage here. Can you see slugs? Irrespective of where it is, look, they've come here and they've decimated my salad. Ridiculous. Oh, it's a snail. Can you see? I found the culprit. It's climbed all the way. Silly Billy. Anyway, so that's what's happened here. I've got a few cabbages, and yeah, I need to plant them out as soon as I can. And yeah, most of this kale needs to go down. They'll probably go to seed because they were planted too early. Some sweet potatoes, as you can see, that one is still in the tuber, is still growing. And broccoli is doing fine. Everything really is happy, and I'm happy about that. So a lot of things will be planted out, but most importantly, what I need to plant out today are these onions. Onions need to go into the other tunnel. I showed you where the celery is, and celery as well will go in there. Some sweet potatoes here, just a few things here and there, but this is what the garden is looking like. First job has been done. We ended up harvesting all the celery here, And I'll put a link in the video on how I actually make the celery powder as a natural flavoring for my food seasoning. Just really, really delicious and natural. So all over this bed will be onions. These are the onion seedlings. I planted them from seed, and I will put them in a few clumps of 2 or 3. So that's what this tunnel will have this year, will be onions and carrots really. Now let's go over to the other jobs we're doing today. Over here, I'm trying to just clear the weeds on the path, because as you can see clearly, we have flowers in our dandelions and other weed seeds. And if I let them keep growing, they'll end up giving me seed and weeds on my beds. So I'll show you what that means. Sometimes you can't control it because they fly from neighboring plots, but as much as you can, minimizing the weeds on your bed. So this bed has been ready all winter. We've actually raked over it a few times, but as you can see, weeds keep coming back. That's just simply because the weed seeds come here and the temperature is perfect for them to germinate. So this is what I'll do. I'm just gonna show you what I do. Weeds like the dandelion are really, really deep seeded. As you can see, the roots are quite deep. So I'm gonna have to dig it out. In order for me to ensure or reduce this reoccurrence, it's best to dig, especially within this part. To be honest, I like dandelions on my plot, but this is not where I want it growing. That root is so deep, it will come back again and again, creating more work for me. So just reducing how my workload at the allotment at this time of the year is really, really important. And you can actually compost dandelions very easily with no problems. One of the main reasons why I clear this now is because it gets really busy in the subsequent months, and you just want to have some sort of tidiness and reduce your workload really. So clearing this edge now, and then also dealing with weed seeds and seedlings is not a very pleasant thing to do. So I have to try and minimize that workload by doing this now. Come and I'll show you something else I do. So this happens every other couple of weeks, to be honest. As you can see here, if you look carefully, there are loads of little weeds growing. They look like nothing, but if you let them be, they will grow to be as big as this garlic here. This garlic wasn't planted. It's actually grown from last year's seeds that were left behind. So I'll go ahead and I'm just gonna weed this bed, right? So we're just gonna, and you see that it's forming a seed already. So we're just gonna go ahead and tidy the bed. So these are some of the important last minute tasks I have to do before May. May is the busiest month for me on this plot, because that's when a lot of the planting out, a lot of the watering of seedlings happens. So if I need to have less workload in May, which I really, really have to have, this has to be done on a regular, ensuring that the beds are free from weeds, and yeah, we'll start growing happily. Another job I plan on doing today will be planting out some cucumbers. Now, understandably, it's a bit early to plant cucumbers. They like really hot weather, and this is end of April. However, I've looked at my forecast and we have a decent forecast for the rest of the month and for the next couple of weeks. No frost predicted. and temperatures at night time are about 7 on average. So I'm happy to put some cukes in here. I started these a bit early. These are to give me a very early harvest. I'll show you. Yeah, this is a fairly big plant. So this is what I'm doing. Now I'm trying this method of staking my cukes just to give me more space. So I'm just gonna bury that twine in there, put this one out, and then the next thing I do whenever I plant, I try to feed the plant as well, not just feeding the soil. So I'm just putting a mixture of blood, fish and bone, rock dust and chicken and cow manure pellets. So I bury that in there just for extra nutrients. And I'm gonna do the same, planting some snow melons. Now these are experimental plants. I bought the snow melon and we enjoyed it. So we decided we'll plant. We saved the seed. To be fair, don't know what we'll get, but we'll see. And then I'm also going to plant another cuke in there. So it'll be 2 cucumber plants. These cucumbers are from Africa. So I have no idea variety I've planted. Now, as you can see, this is fully root bound and is ready to go into the soil. So I'm going to put that one there. These are quite close, but the plan is hopefully the cukes will finish early and the melons will take over. But I also will give this soil a lot of feed just to ensure that it has the best start. This is the finished product. This is what we ended up with. So I have staked this one and hopefully it will grow all the way up there. That's the plan. This one I have covered, just giving it extra insurance just in case. And I have also covered the snow melons. Like I said, it's an experiment. The spacing is not ideal, but we'll see how it goes. It's for my early crop, early harvest. I still left the windows open there simply because I want ventilation, but I think I'll cover that because that needs to be as toasty as possible this time of the year. My peppers are really happy. So next on my job list today, I've been going on for about 3 hours now and I think I'm ready to round up, but the final job I have to do will be these. So these are my squashes I mentioned earlier. They're so leggy because I left them on the heat mat, and one thing you need to do when your seeds germinate, take them off the heat mats, especially when the weather is getting warmer. They can do better, but they'll be less leggy. So they're really like so leggy. I need to pot them into bigger pots, and I'll show you. They have their roots form so quick. Can you see? This is only a week's growth, so it's just started germinating a week ago. Actually, I planted it a week ago, so you can imagine exactly a week and I have this much roots. And these are deep root trainers. As you can see, they're quite deep. So I'm gonna transplant them into bigger pots. You could normally do this size, but squashes, as you can see, they really need a lot more soil because they grow fast. So we're gonna put them in bigger pots. So that's the last job for today. I'm tired, but I have to do it. Today I'll be using a combination of homemade compost and my shop bought compost. So I'll show you the different textures simply because I'm trying to save money, and once the seeds are big like pumpkins, you can actually get away with using your homemade compost. So this is what my homemade compost looks like. It's got a lot of sticks in it, wood chips. So I'm gonna try and separate them. What I found is last year we did not turn our compost heap really well, and subsequently we ended up with less breakdown. So it's rotted but not well rotted. So it's ready, you can use it to plant, but just not, how do I put it, not for tiny seeds. So this year we'll hopefully try to try to do a lot more turning of our compost. It's not necessary, but it does the job. It helps you speed up the job. And to be fair, I'll show you. This is a cheap peat-free compost I bought, and look at that. It's still got woody bits. I don't know if that will show the woody bits. So it's not for seeds, but it's okay to plant into. Now, how do I start? Let's start this down so you can see what we're doing. I planted some saved seeds. I saved some of my pumpkin seeds this year. So I'm going to start with those ones. Trying to see what this Crown Prince saved seeds will do. Because they're open pollinated, I'm not 100% sure what I'll get. But I have to try. So next time, I don't think I'll use these root trainers. They're not the best. It's not really. Oopsie. I'm trying to be really careful here because, yeah, I don't want to break the stem as it's so delicate. That's what it looks like. I need to bury this deep. So actually, I'll pop that in first. It's still not deep enough. That's the disadvantage of starting them in root trainers. Now I know. I won't do that next time. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put the shop bought compost down first. And then next will be my homemade compost at the top. And you can see the legginess has been improved significantly. And I also have enough stem out there. So I'll go ahead. This is my saved seed. I'm just going to make sure I have the label on the row so I don't mix it up. Let's go ahead and do this. That's it, folks. I have repotted or potted them up like they say. Now I'm just going to water generously because pumpkins, squashes, they love water. So I'm just going to water. Normally I like watering from the bottom. Okay, but I'm also going to do top water today. Every single one of them is saturated. Okay, so a few days ago I realized I didn't have enough pumpkins. Some didn't germinate. The seeds rot quite easily. So I decided to put some down just about 3 days ago, and they're beginning to sprout. So these are my saved seeds. These are the ones I bought. I was discouraged from using just my own saved seeds just in case the open pollinated and had issues. So I've also got 4 Crown Prince that I bought. I only bought 6 seeds in a pack. I didn't realize. And then I've got butternut squash and Queensland blue. I've got 3 Crown Prince. This is Queensland blue. That's the only one that germinated out of all I had. So I think I'm done for the day. Did you enjoy this video? Once again, thumbs up. And yeah, look at my sweet potatoes. My sweet potato, they are doing well. They're a bit purplish, but I had to put them out because of space. I made some holes on the side. That helps to see, and I actually have planted more plants than I would normally in the space. So let's see how that goes. It's been such a while since I showed you what's happening, and I'm really excited to come back again. Sorry to my subscribers that I haven't been showing my face here live. It's just been busy, but I'm grateful, and I really want to encourage you out there. If you really want to grow food, this is the best time. It does take time, it does take effort, but it is worth it. In a few months we'll be harvesting so much. We already are harvesting. Like, I'll show you pictures of the purple sprouting broccoli which we're picking things every day. So there's always something to harvest, and it's worth your time and effort. Anyway, Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Please do not forget to like our videos. I really appreciate you liking and also sharing it, encouraging people. This is my allotment in the UK, and this is April's garden tour, and we're going to do one more in May, and you'll be amazed at the difference in growth. Until next time, it's your one and only Mecca at Mecca's Healing Journey signing out. Bye.